Hey everybody, it's John again, and today I'd like to go back to 2002 and open up the Marvel Legends Series 3 Magneto. I'd love to get the modern Magneto, that was the Toys R Us exclusive, but I'm just not ever going to be willing to pay 5 times the original amount for a figure. It's nuts. But I did end up picking this guy up at Kane County a couple springs ago, and I haven't had a chance to open them up. I got a pretty good deal on him because, of course, the bubble's pretty beat up and crushed, which is okay for me because I'm an opener. But you can see it says Marvel Legends Magneto. Bonus comes with a comic book and a display stand. Back then, Toy Biz really hooked you up with goodies. He's got 36 points of articulation, maybe more than necessary. And on the back you can see all the other figures that were in the line, including Thor, Wolverine, and the Ghost Rider. And it says the self-anointed master of magnetism has dedicated his life to the advancement of Homo Superior, even if he must bring about humanity's downfall to ensure the ascendance of mutant kind. Arguably the most powerful man on Earth, Magneto believes that mutants represent the next step in human evolution, and he's grown weary of waiting for Homo sapiens to secede control of the planet. Magneto is a mutant with the ability to shape magnetic... lost that sentence. Magneto is a mutant with the ability to shape and manipulate magnetic fields, both natural and artificial. Using his powers to augment his strengths, he can lift up to 100 tons. Magneto also possesses minor psychic skills, such as the ability to create mental barriers against psionic attacks and read minds on basic level. Pretty interesting. Oh, give me a second here and I'll open this up a little bit more than it already is, and we'll take a closer look. Thanks. Bye. We're back here with the Master of Magnetism, and like I said, this came out in 2002, and I can definitely see some oddities about this figure. We'll get a close-up of his mug here. Not too bad on the face sculpt. Kind of has that older Magneto look. Pretty good, nice work on the hair. And then, he's got this standard purple and magenta look that he has. It looks pretty much straight out of the comic book, but his build's a little weird. And they got a pretty nice flowing cape with some paint embellishments inside, which is nice. His torso doesn't sit actually like flush on his hips here. It looks like his belt area is bigger than it needs to be, which is kind of weird, as you can see. I mean, right there. It's kind of strange. A couple of his articulation points are very weird. But I couldn't pass up on the price, and he's the only Magneto really I have now. And like I said, the modern Hasbro one is way too expensive. But he does have some pretty good articulation for back then. His head goes all the way around. Has a little bit of wobble. Not a whole lot. Then he has these crazy... I don't know what that is. It's not a shoulder. It's a butterfly joint, but it's so bizarre in the way this looks. They were trying something there, like probably to get able to get him to do some different kind of poses like he would, but man, that's a bizarre joint. Then he's got your standard shoulder that's on a hinge and rotates here. And he's got a bicep joint, and that makes his arm come out farther than it should. So it just looks really odd. And he does have double jointed elbows though, which is pretty cool. And then he has a wrist rotation and a wrist hinge. And he's got a fingers that bend for whatever reason, because Toy Biz love to do that. Then he does have a joint here in his diaphragm that doesn't crunch at all, but it does swivel, and then it's got that weird squeaky hip thing going on. And then he's got just hinged. Well, they do go forward pretty good. Don't go back at all because they hit his rear end. And he's got the thigh cuts. Double jointed knees, which are great. Boot rotation. Very loose hinged ankles. And toe articulation. So he's probably pretty poseable, but he's a little beat, or he's a little rough looking. But 2002, you know, they're just starting to get this articulation thing down. He does come with his helmet, which is a very nice version of his helmet that just fits on his head. And then you got a decent Magneto. I think the coolest thing though that he came with was this base. This thing's awesome. It's the head of a Sentinel. It's obviously been destroyed. There's this little techno babble little trinkets and things in here. They're pretty cool. He's all completely destroyed. Wires coming out of his mouth, his eye hanging out. Paint could have been a little bit better on it, but I mean, man, you don't get this kind of stuff nowadays. That was $20 back then. You got this giant base, which you can hang on the wall if you want. And the comic book, which it's a reprint, but still it's a comic. And there is a foot peg in a weird spot. Well, there's two of them, so you can have them standing kind of on the base somehow. Maybe. I don't know why I'd want them. Standing kind of sideways, I guess. But it works. Not a bad job, Toy Biz. Wonder where they would have been if they could have kept this license. How far they could have gone with it. But anyway, that is a quick look at Magneto from 2002 by Toy Biz. And as always, thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you can, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you around. Bye. Hi, I just want to say thank you one more time for checking out this video. And if you're interested in seeing any more, you can click either one of the links that will be over here. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, there'll be a button down below where you can do that as well. And again, thank you.